Alright, welcome back, builders. I put out an episode kind of doing the first impressions of the Leviathan's fantasy, and I got some pretty good feedback on that. People seem to like it, so I figured let's do a little bit of a let's play. This is it's a slow game, so it's going to take a while to get everything done. I've put in a little bit more time. You'll probably see that flashing across the screen now if my editing magic works. And I decided that yes, I do want to put some more time into this. I'm really enjoying it, and a lot of my complaints are being fixed very quickly, patch by patch. They seem pretty responsive, so I figured let's give them a little bit more signal boost and maybe get some other people interested in this. So we're going to do a new game. We're not going to play as Coon this time, though. I've already shown that off a little bit, and I think a lot of other people have. So let's try one of the other Leviathans. So I peeked around the two maps, and of the two, I think I like the Xuanwu, I believe that's how you say that, map better. So we will use that. And I think because of the themes of this map, we're going to start on Snowfields of the Dead. I'm not going to pick an initial adventurer. I prefer to just kind of try my luck with the random. And I think starting with a purple and getting them to settle without doing some kind of exploity type quest spamming might be a little iffy, so I'm just going to hold off on that. I'm going to pause you guys here. I'm going to make my picks, and I'll come back and show you what I'm going to take into this round. All right, so we are sticking with Xuanwu. We are going to do Snowfields of the Dead, which I have not done yet. I've only worked my way through Treasure Island. We are going to take quite a few of our favorite unlocks here. We're going to take Fruit for the extra attack. We're going to take Vault for the Adventure XP buff. We're going to grab Badge of Bravery for the Patience Decline rate. Patience Decline is when they run out of patience, they leave if you haven't settled them. So this should make getting the blue-purple adventures a little bit easier so you don't run out of time as quick. And we're going to grab Proof of Hero, which hopefully will help raise that goodwill and, again, make it just a little bit easier to recruit people. Didn't take any props, didn't take any equipment. For initial buildings, I'm going to take two. I'm going to take that dragon statue because it increases the weight limit of the Leviathan and the energy value maximum. I have a sneaky suspicion this is also going to give us some other island stats, but I do not remember from the time I used it. I didn't use it in my last game I've been playing. So we will double check that. And then I think I'm going to grab the Western Tavern. It's expensive at 35 points. I mean, most of those other choices back here were only 25 for permanent bonuses. But on this map, instead of having the Flying Sword entertainment building, I believe I have a hot spring that does rest. And so I don't have a starting building that does entertainment. And this one here will give me a building that can do entertainment, and it increases the satisfaction with the city, so I will show you that stat when we're in there. Western Tavern's a pretty high building, at least where I've played so far. So I feel like that's just kind of a nice one just to grab nice and early, and I'll have a fully upgraded building that I can use right from the get-go. And then I had 5 points left, so I decided to go with iron ore. I seem to perpetually be out of iron. Once I started making blue gear for use and selling, I never could have enough iron. So I figured, hey, let's just start with a little extra there, and let's hop on in. I have disabled the tutorial, so we shall see. So we've got our fantasy book telling us about how we've decided to help the multiverse administration combat the chaos energies. And when we come in, we should have a couple little tooltips, and then we'll be just left on our own devices. So we meet Sylvia again. Did you know every time you post a bounty, it affects your overall ranking in the world? I understand that it's more fun to have competition. Since you like competition, please post more missions to complete the challenges and improve your ranking during the ranking settlement cycle. The higher you rank in the world, the more extra rewards and bonuses you will receive. In addition, when the last airship arrived, we received a message from the universe admin. What is it? It's reported that all the chaos energy spread throughout this continent comes from a mysterious island. By boarding the island, you'll have the opportunity to challenge the ancient god and eliminate the source of chaotic energy. Where's the island? As long as a certain amount of chaotic energy is collected, the mysterious island can be searched and the portal leading there can be opened. Now that many Leviathan have received this message, they have started dispersing the chaotic energy. It's time for us to start the mission and embark on our journey towards the end of our adventure. I got it. In addition, I've prepared some side quests. Please check them on the right. Please try to explore and build your own city. All right, let's take a look around here. So, pretty different than our buddy Coon, the whale. So for this one, our head's up there. Like he's just flying along. And over here, make sure I pause. Over here is our airship dock. So pretty nice looking. Another one hanging off the edge. We've got our merchant building right next to it. What I liked about this map was once we have this cleared of all the resources, a lot of just nice open building space. On Kun, there's a couple of rivers that kind of divide things up, and I don't know, they made placing things a little bit more difficult than I thought it had to be. So hopefully on this one it'll be a little easier. So in addition to the airstrip landing and the merchant house here, we've got our portal right here, kind of centrally located, which I literally like. I think once things have cleared out, I'm kind of imagining like the heavy-duty adventuring buildings will be kind of back here, and then over here we'll have more of like the shops and touristy type things, so that our tourists can come in and kind of enjoy that. But like the residents, you know, the people who really know the local sites are back here. We have, this is our Leviathan operation. I don't know if it's really a temple, but it looks like a temple to me, I guess. Pretty cool looking. So that's where we can do our upgrades. That's where we can do our feeding, etc. We'll take a look at that when we need to. We've got our resurrection stone here. So kind of, again, tucked in the corner a little bit more. Kind of has a, I don't want to say Stonehenge, but, you know, stone monument look to it, and kind of a maybe Norse rune kind of thing, runestone look to it. And right behind that, we have our hot spring. So, you know, come back to life and, I don't know, take a few days off to go to the hot spring. But of note here, the waters of permanent hot spring gushes out from the ground and is continuously able to maintain a constant temperature. Soaking in the hot springs is a very comfortable way to relax. A variety of fine wines are sold for enjoyment, which restore the resting value of adventurers and tourists after consumption, and increase the satisfaction with the city. So we're not seeing any stats up here about it, but enjoyment is one of the stats that we have to procure, and our Western Tavern does entertainment. So I believe those are going to be two separate stats. We can double check. And you can see on that, so it has an aesthetic score of 1, a cleanliness of 1, prosperity of 4, and comfort of 4. And those are the stats up here, and they give various buffs. We'll maybe look at those once there's actually some stats in there. And then, I was right. So the dragon statue has 2 aesthetics, 10 cleanliness, 12 prosperity, and 2 comfort. So that's a lot of stats for, what do we spend on that, maybe 50 points? So maybe starting out when you don't have all the achievement meta progression points, these would be a little pricey to get both of these, but I feel like this is all right for as many as I had, so, especially since I wasn't taking any adventures. All right, so we still have some quests here. Hopefully we will not have Sylvia popping in too much to interrupt me while talking on this one, since we turned off the tutorial. So, we're still going to need to get all of our basics down, though. So let's go ahead and let's place our maintenance center. All right, so people are going to come in here, and I'm kind of imagining, like, again, the tourist district here, and this is going to be more of the hardcore adventuring area. So I think this will be, at least to start with, kind of like the edge here. We'll put it, can I put it in the pond? I could if I wanted to. Okay, so let's put it just kind of butted up with that pond for now. And one of the things I like is that you can just move buildings. If I change my mind, I can just move it. So no worries. It doesn't have to be super precise the first time. Let's also get our dragon statue in here. I quite like the looks of this guy. Nobody visits this that I can tell, like if I'm not in build mode. There's no working stations or anything, so it doesn't really matter where this goes. I think for now we're just going to kind of stick it maybe somewhat out of the way in favor of other buildings which do kind of need people to get there. So I think for now we'll just kind of put it back here where it fits. All right. We also got ourselves a villager dormitory, one free one. And for that, again, it doesn't really matter where it goes, but I think we're going to start it off just right near here. I don't think this is going to be a permanent spot for it, though. Go ahead and put that in, and then we have our Western Tavern. I haven't seen this model before, actually. Oh, yeah, that is really nice. The Gin Bar. All right. Well, there you go. That'll warm me up. And I quite like the little tankard sign on it. Really let you know what it is. This looks very. It does look very Western. Kind of looks like something out of Dickens, you would imagine. And boy, that just does not want to go where I want to. Actually, is the front technically. Okay, so they're telling me that this is technically the front. I think for now we're going to put it right here, just kind of stuff it in there, but this is definitely not going to be where I want to keep it forever. Just want to kind of see people going in and out of there for a little bit before I put it somewhere where maybe the back's turn to us. Okay, so we can go ahead and let's see what we can start with. Okay, so we have no buildings unlocked, so we're going to have to get into our tech. We've got 20 points to start with, so we definitely need lab. Lab absolutely first, so we don't have an oops. And we're also going to need our trade house. We're going to need our adventurers guild. Maintenance center. I don't even know if you technically would need to do that. I guess for things further down the path you would. So let's go ahead and grab it. We'll grab the dormitory just to make sure we get it. Manufacturing. Actually, let's go to consumption. Just to check. Get our craft stall. And then primary souvenirs. Our workshop. I'm going to hold off on that, I think. Just in case. Well, yeah, let's hold off on those. All right, and we will set ourselves up. First things we want to make is our lab and our adventuring guild. Go ahead and let time flow. Unfortunately, I asked on the Discord if they had a website or a forum post where they talked about if we're allowed to use the music or not. I think I mentioned in my other video, I had to cut the music out because I was getting content ID checks when I posted on YouTube, and I didn't get a response back. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the music off this one. It's unfortunate because I do quite like the soundtrack, but I'd rather have the video up and be able to share it with people, and hopefully they can get it for themselves and enjoy the music. So, all right. I do absolutely love, I know the graphics for some of these are a little bit repetitive. Like, there's probably going to be some dupes even in this group, but I do quite like these. I think they did an excellent job. In a perfect world, I would love it if they just had 10 times as many, but I think they have a decent variety here. All right, let's see who we got for initial characters. So all these characters, to my knowledge, will always have random bloodlines, and it's not the end of the world if it's not perfect, but I'm going to try to go for adventurers that have decent bloodlines that match up with their starting class. Again, I don't think it really matters in the long term because you can give them a secondary bloodline and you can change their manual. Although, to my knowledge, whatever they start with, you cannot delete this. So this is one of their slots forever. Now, you have tons, and you can only ever get up to 3 turned on at once, but it just bugs me. So we have Maxwell here. He is starting out as a mage. What's the technical name of this one? Oh, and of course, it does not like it when it's paused and loading things. All right, so he's got basic codex. This is the mage one. So as a mage, as an elf mage, at least these starting ones are okay. Some hit and some crit. I'm not sure if you need hit for magic, but it's not the worst thing ever. Okay. So we got a mage coming out. We got... Okay, and that was a green, not a white, so that's decent at least. Got a vampire earl. Now, I do quite like these as dual wielders. I feel like the dual wielders just do enough attacks fast enough that the HP healing is fine, but range should be good too, because they'll have a pet in front of them, so the downsides of this won't be so bad. Oh, he got basic archery, so maybe he wouldn't have a pet. Just check that one. So he gets poison, and I don't know what this one is. Poison explosive. Okay, so he actually doesn't have the one that has the pet, so I'm a little more iffy on that one. It's just a very healthily sized tourist here. Be able to show off that model a little better than I was able to in the last one. Gallo. He's only a white. He's a trainee warrior. So physical attack, and I believe that's attack percentage. And he picked up firearms. I'm not in love with those. They don't seem like they're fully supported yet. Not that it's particularly bad. I'm just not feeling like they really have that fully implemented. Anyone else? No, I think that might be it. We can double check here. Oh, we did have Sukinosha sneak in here somewhere. What did you get, my friend? Okay, yeah, she's got the one that does have the pet. And elemental affinity. Magic attack. Okay, so magic attack, unfortunately, is not going to synergize with the bow, so I'm not caring for that one. So Maxwell I thought was okay. Gallo, what was yours? Trainee warrior with the gun. I think guns do physical damage at least, so that's at least something in his favor. Let's go ahead and pause. I'm spending a lot of time looking at these. I really wish I could get the tooltips here when I didn't have the game running. That is quite an annoyance to me. That should not be tied to the game engine running. All right, so that is physical attack. That goes physical and magical. That's physical. Okay, it does look like it's a physical class. All right, our building's done? Yes. All right, so let's place our lab. Now, one of the things that kind of annoys me about the lab, when you upgrade it to the second tier, it is much larger of a footprint. So I tend to, I build up my whole city, and it's built around the lab, and then I upgrade the lab, and I have to move everything again. But that's more just a me problem. It's not like it's the end of the world. Like I said, we can always move things. So for now, we just need this somewhere until we have more cleaned out. So we'll put it there. And our adventure guild. Okay, so they have to come in and out of the portal when they want to report things to the adventurers guild. So I kind of want this one to be semi-close. Yeah, I'm just going to stick it here. I don't like that position, but until we get things cleared out, it is what it is on that. All right, next up we need to build our trade house and a workshop. And once we have those buildings up, we have the basics. So we will be good there. Before we forget, let's go to our airship, and we're back to our good old homesteader, the SNES controller. Still absolutely love that. That was awesome. We're going to recruit our 5 villagers. I'm going to try to kind of go up to probably maybe 30 villagers pretty fast, just because I want to get them in here and clearing out all these things. We'll peek here. Number of tourists, I don't have tons. Roving adventure limit I would like. What do you cost? That's not too bad. Let's enhance that. That way we'll just get more next time. Let's also have them bring more materials. Don't want to get better ones yet. More consumables. I don't... Yeah, let's do that one too. More workers, adventures. Yeah, let's grab adventures. I gotta be careful here. I don't want to spend too much. Let's get out of there before I do. All right. Let's put 3 workers in here quick, and then let's look at our orders. All right, so he wants a lab, a village dormitory, and a workshop. And we're going to try to meet these if we can. And he could sell us basic construction goods. I will take that. I want to say that that's probably going to give us the same amount. So for 1,800, do we get more than 100 of each? Let's check that. See if the value is good on it. Pop that open. Okay, so that's the exact same value as buying them individually. So there's no difference there. And I will, just to try to get us up and running, we're going to take all of those. Nobody's using a great sword. We could use a staff and give it to somebody. No. I think we're good on all those. Let it run. Just looking to build here, essentially. And let's get our other 2 workers to work. We'll pick up the timber to start with. Yeah, I think maybe not the absolute best I've ever seen in a game, but I do like the liveliness that the place starts getting. Like, people just having conversations and grabbing tools to go work on various jobs. It's very, very well done. I quite like it. All right, and they've produced 1 hot spring egg. Slow-cooked eggs in hot spring. Interesting. Their uniqueness lies in their semi-gelatinous state of the egg white while the yolk remains soft. Upon consumption, adventurers gain a defense boost of 65 points, heal increased by 15 points, and movement speed increased by 15 points. That is not a bad buff. I would be very happy if my adventurers decided to come over here and partake of that before they go down for combat. To wit, let's also open our portal. The snow was endless, and the quiet village seemed to have put time on hold until a mysterious incantation broke the silence. Everyone was plunged into horror with the imminent appearance of an evil god. In order to save the village in deep water, some people go out to seek help despite the danger, but the snow closed the way. Can only silently wait for the miracle. I believe it's they can only silently wait for the miracle. We're going to go ahead and open up that portal. I haven't seen this one yet. I went with it because it matched the theme of our Leviathan, but I hope it's not too blinding for YouTube. We'll see. Sometimes snow maps and watching things on YouTube do not go hand in hand very well. All right, let's pause that quick. So we produced those buildings. I'm actually going to place my workshop. Or do I want to sell the first one? No, let's place it. I don't want to oops and like run out of resources or something that I need. And I think, again, we'll just stuff it over here for now. But looking to move that once we clear some more land. Sometimes those don't want to grab on quite. There we go. And we need our trade. Now, one thing I noticed about the trade. So when adventurers fill up their backpack, they come off the adventuring map back to town. And a lot of times they just want to dump their backpack and leave. So initially my thought was, oh, well, I want it right here so that they can dump stuff and get out really fast, get back to work. But the problem is you have to have an adventurer be in town when you want to give them a gift. And that makes it very difficult. And this game, as you've already seen me complaining about, it doesn't like to be paused. It really does want you just to let it run. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kind of bring it back this way some. Again, we'll definitely be moving things around. But I kind of want to put it over here and give myself a little more leeway for having some time to actually manage adventures while they're in town. Go ahead and drop that down. Do I want to set up some pre-orders? Probably not yet. Okay, so what did you need? You wanted a lab, a dormitory, and a workshop. All right, so workshop, lab. We'll let those get started. Just want to make sure I do those. Again, it's such a chill game. Like, if I miss this and he leaves, it's not the end of the world. But I would like to get myself off on a strong start. In my long play game that I've been doing this on my own, and in my test games, there always seems to be this one point in the early game where you hit a money crunch. Like, you need to buy a bunch of basic resources to get yourself like through that moment. And so I just want to make sure that we've got as much money as we can to soften that and make it go a little quicker. Village dormitory. We need a village dormitory. That also reminds me, let's get our lab up and running. Start off with just the basic resources. I did also notice, so for these ones, the maximum that we can do is 5. That seems to be based on the rarity of what you're researching. And rarer things have a higher cap of the amount of times you can research them. Which, I guess, in my mind, I always considered it kind of would be the opposite. That, like, you'd have to do lots of research on something common, but it's not the case in this one. It's the other way around. Okay. Let's take these people out of here, because we are done with those buildings for now. I do kind of want to stock up on some extras just to be able to turn those in without having to micromanage, but I don't want to do that yet. Not until this is not so tight. So what else do we have? Let's get back into our tech tree here. We could build the craft stall, and that would let us sell things to tourists and adventurers. We also could do the beds so people could sleep. Okay, so this is going to give us rest value. Let me just double check this. This does say rest. Which restore the resting value. Okay, so I'm going to assume that that is telling me the truth, which, to be fair, there has been a lot of descriptions that I've reported as bugs lately, where the description says one thing, but it's not actually doing that. It just seems like some text got flipped, probably. But for now, because we're limited on points, let's assume that's correct. Let's build a craft stall. Oh, I already got that unlocked. I just need to build it. Let's build a craft stall. And let's look at, can we make anything yet? So we're not going to have any fur. We have 50 fur. All right, let's just invest that. Make me 50 fur dolls, and that'll be our first industry. And then let's also... No, let's hang off on that. We're down to so little wood. All right, they want me to have a quarry, a lumberyard, and an iron mine. That's higher in the tech tree. Make plank beds. We have not unlocked that yet. List them in the pergola. So we are going to want to unlock that if for nothing else other to get this done. I guess having our own resting in addition to this wouldn't be bad either. Have it closer to the portal. Store entertainment value. Yeah. This place also has a lot of workers, so we should be able to get people in and out of here pretty quick. 12 spots. This is nice. We shouldn't need any other entertainment for quite a while. And plenty of spots here to list things for sale. Do we have any accessories? No. Okay. Manufacture and place an adventurer dormitory. I believe that's a tier 2 building. Yep. So can't do that yet. Settle one adventurer. We're going to be really picky on this one. And we can be, because until we're required to have an adventurer settled for upgrades, we can just keep going. We're only limited by our aura. And collect 50,000 chaotic energy. All right, so we don't have that even remotely close yet. Let's take a peek at our storage just to see. So we did start with some stuff here, even though I didn't select anything. So we do have a set of blues and one purple weapon that is a bow. So if we have a bow user, we could probably just bribe them right now and settle them if we wanted to. HP, crit damage, magic attack, crit damage, talent, strength. All right, so not really a very cohesive set. they do try to equip things that have the proper values, and I have seen them switch gear. So, like, they had a magic piece, but they didn't use magic. So, try to be careful with where we're throwing that. We do have some research diaries we also could research. We'll set that up to use. Okay. No bloodline. No whatever that is. Okay. Let's go take our first look here. Okay, that's foggy and misty and whatnot, but not blinding. So hopefully it will stay that way. What do we got here? So, okay, just slimes to start us off with. Not bad. Let's see what we have. Survivor. Hey, somebody help me. Anyone here? I'm gonna quickly grab a shot of that so I can report that it needs a capital. Anyone here? Tasks for the tutorial, please ignore if you close the guide. Okay. I think they're saying that would have stuff to do if you were running the tutorial. Let's go ahead and we'll occupy this. Yeah, I just want to make sure everyone does it. Yes. That'll get them some satisfaction points from doing that. You have anything? Kelsane Gatso. I've had her join me a lot as an adventurer. Wow, so many people. Where do they all come from? These people look very strong with their weapons, but I don't know if they want to help me. Hello, what help do you need? Huh? Who's talking to me? I am Leviathan, and the adventurers you see obey my... It probably says arrangements. So you're the legendary Leviathan. You finally came. Our village is going to be saved. Hello, Lord Leviathan. I live in a nearby village, and I don't know why some strange things keep happening recently. Just like this weather, it's never been so cold before. We can't go out fishing and hunting. Also, a lot of crazy animals have appeared in the village recently, and now everyone's hiding in the house, not daring to take half a step out the door. I heard that as long as you pray to the sky, you may get a response from the gods in the sky. This is true. Now, take your adventures and follow me to the village. We must hurry up and drive the monsters away in the village. There are many monsters around here, and we need to get rid of these obstacles. Send some adventurers to deal with them quickly. You go first. I will cover you. Don't worry, after completing my task, I'll give you many useful things. I'll send someone to fix them. Well done. Hey, hey, hey. Why are they coming towards me? Go over there. Okay. I think she's maybe talk about the monsters? Okay, so... Level 2 slimes, level 3s, 4s. Alright, nothing too crazy here. Got some wood right next to that we could collect. I want to be a little more aggressive in my resource collection with roving adventurers. Maybe not right away here at the start, but once we get up and running. I feel like that's a good use for really low-level people that have nothing better to do, essentially. Right, still got some time on that. We are working away on those teddy bears. We're not going to have anything else we can do at the moment. Wait, they're already coming up here to sell? What do you guys actually have? Oh, they came in with just some starting stuff in their backpack. Okay. Alright, we want 20 of these because the merchant likes to buy those, so we'll just put in a pre-order for that. Anything else here stick out to me? Yeah, iron ingots are super important, but we're a long ways away from those. Not going to worry too much. A little bit of timber. We'll need tons of those later. Pears. I have been told that each island has some unique drops, so we'll see if that's the truth. I'm worried about shells, because shells are pretty important for several things, and I don't know why we would find shells here. But that's a pretty good one, too. For 1 gold? Alright, well, he probably forgot a couple zeros and posted that. You know, when you're playing an MMO and you do that, man, you feel stupid. You're so mad that you posted something for, like, 10 times less than it was actually worth. Alright, saltpeter's another one. We'll pre-order 20 of those. Alright, nothing else on there. Let those go for now. And let's get our craft stall down. Yeah, just for now, we'll stick it right here. It's kind of a little open-air market-looking area. And they're going to make fragile stone carvings. We already have someone coming over. And we're going to tell them to do bears. We want them to auto-stock 5 each time they run low. We'll just list that. That way, as we produce, they will just take in more and more. I found that really useful when you can get your armory and your weapon shop doing that, where they can just auto-stock things that they're crafting, because sometimes it is really hard to keep those stocked. All right, and just check here. We do have 6 more points. We've got everything from that tier 1. Let's grab the primary bed. Let's grab the pergola, since we need those for the quest. And oops, we will go ahead and prefab a pergola. And let's also do... just do 1. I just want to, like I said, build some of those up so that when the merchant shows up, we can just turn them over directly. And we've got some people free, so let's add another one here. And let's get this one out of the way with our leftovers. We just need to watch for that next airship like a hawk and try to nab 5 more. I probably should grab another dormitory too while I'm thinking about it. Trying to get myself off onto such a strong start here and just already have 1,000 things I'm juggling in my mind. Alright, you guys are level 6 already. What are you? 6, okay. Let's see if we can't spy our next lighthouse. I'm not seeing one. Interesting. I wonder if I can't see those until I scout it, or if there isn't one. That would be quite annoying if there isn't. Alright, I think I'm going to just let them do some leveling. Well, I guess a couple exploration ones wouldn't hurt, just because I want to be able to see these. So we'll put one there. We'll put one here. And oh, there's some people, but I'm kind of leery of big flying things. We'll just go to here. And that'll give them just a chance to run over there and complete some tasks. That'll make them happier. Out of curiosity, where yeah, see, he's almost already ready to join us. They're not too picky when they're just little green dudes. All right, so we do have our rocks and we do have our iron ore. Okay, level 14 over there. Did not catch that one. Oh, and there is... okay, so we weren't able to see that until we kind of got close. That's good to know. Just thinking, when we start dropping collection buildings down here and they get those monster wave spawns, if I put them on this side, I won't have the same problem where the spawns trail through my portal and portal kill my low-level heroes. That was quite annoying. Maybe I can stick it over here so I can still kind of weave out if I want to get people to do other things. Another thing you can do on these roving adventures, every once in a while go check their manual and click auto, because they don't spend their points on their own for some reason. So if you don't do that, they don't spend them, even though you can't equip other skills, but you can at least give them their passives, which do add up. And so when you need that little extra oomph, it can be worth it just to do this and run through here and click that. I know I've seen a couple people make suggestions that that should just happen automatically. It doesn't seem like the common pool of XP is ever really a limiting factor. You always seem to have enough to purchase all your skills, so no reason not to have them do it automatically, since it's not really a choice. All right, we got 3 minutes for the next airship to come in. Let's check in on our construction. Okay, those finished. Let's do a lab and an adventure guild. Nope, can't get enough timber. Let's see what we got here. Let's probably put in some orders. So let's pre-order 1,000 timber. Pre-order. We're going to do the same for the other basic materials. Pre-order, one time forever, 1,000 pre-order. Iron. Hopefully this will keep them motivated to get in there and get those things. While I'm thinking about it, fur we're also going to need, but let's pre-order like 100. Well, yeah, we'll need it sooner or later. Let's go ahead and set that up. And I think I saw there were a couple shells. Okay, maybe they just brought those to start with, though. Not mess with that. All right, make 100 plank beds, which we did unlock. Not going to have the timber for this, probably. Oh, maybe just barely. All right, so let's go ahead and set that up to make. And then go set that up over here. Come in here for a quick power nap if you need to. Okay, so once we're done making those, we will list them, and that will be that one complete. We cannot do this one yet. Fincher's dormitory building. We start with one, but I think they specifically want you to manufacture it, so there's no point. I don't have anyone I want to settle yet anyway, so we'll just hold off on that. Boy, that dragon just really likes buzzing us here, doesn't he? Yeah, I see you, dude. Hopefully that won't become a problem. All right, let's check in on people here. So, Maxwell, how you doing here, buddy? So this is the mage that has the elf bloodline. I guess there's physical hit and magic hit. This just says hit. So I wonder if that's adding to both of those. Different levels of combat require the following hits. 10 level equals 25. Okay. Not sure. I guess we could compare. We have a non-elf out here at the moment. No, of course not. That'd be too easy. Let's just take a look. I do want to say that that's adding to both, because I'm assuming she's getting some physical hit from this. HP, talent, agility. Well, maybe not. Physical attack. I'm not sure where she's getting hers. Still, it seems like it's not a wasted stat. I guess that's what I'm getting at. And crit's always fine. That's good. Next airship just got here. Okay. They're walking in. Oh, see who we got. We got several people this time. All right. Aaron, who staff, so that's not looking good. He's a trainee warrior. What are you running? Okay, so he wants to be a healer. It's too bad that that's the wrong bloodline. Okay, great sword with chivalrous, so that's that fighter line, I believe. Each time a critical strike occurs, restore 1% health and increase attack speed. That's a good combo, even though that's a white one. Of course, because I'm boss. So let's go ahead and let's keep an eye on her. And Maxwell, too. All right, who else we got? Hugh. So he's got... All right, he's gun boy. Again, I'm not in love with those. With vampire, I don't really see the combo there, particularly. Da Zhuang has another greatsword user with basic fencing. What was her? We're using basic also? Yeah, okay. There's a couple variations, so sometimes you get people that come in with different things. Chivalrous versus Taoist. Each attack has a 2% chance of a keystone. I feel like that'd be better for a faster attacking thing than the Great Sword. It's okay. And then we have a robot, because why not? And he's my first sword and board user with Monster. And I'm not too in love with that combo either. Alright, so 2 of them I'm kind of interested in. Oops, I didn't mark that second one. Who was it? Maxwell. Wasn't it you, buddy? Yeah, there we go. The healer would be nice, but again, yeah, I don't really like his combo. I'll have to think about that. Not that there's a super hurry or anything. Alright, let's see what the merchant can do. Alright, take our lab. So we need a crafting table and a pergola. I don't think we even have the crafting label. Oop, I see we've leveled up here. Let's go ahead and get that. So our need increases, mental value, our weight goes up, our hunger limit, our energy. Alright. Crafting a pergola. Let's go ahead and craft a pergola. Let's set up some more research. Those are probably done. Yep. Let's get these research diaries done. And let's keep going here with the stone. Alright, what else can I do for you? Blackwater staff, we can't make those yet. Roses and crocodile skins. Those may be materials I don't have on this map, I don't know. Okay, we're going to take the timber, we're going to take the fur, we're going to take construction, stone, and iron. I'm going to grab all those. Gold inlaid animal statue as a decoration. Yeah, I will take that. I want to be kind of aggressive on getting things like that in. Oh, it's a souvenir. Oh, oops. Okay, well that's fine. We could just sell it. Not in this shop, though, apparently. I like that people stand here and talk. Really adds a lot of flavor to that. Alright, and we also need to check. So he wanted a crafting table, so I'm assuming that's probably a level 2 thing. Alright, well, we're going to need those materials there. Oh, there it is, craft table. Let's just nab that to start with. And immediately... I really want them to make 2. Sell one and then use one for myself. Still working on plank beds. Still working on furs. Let's get our next set of people. Yes. Let's go ahead and... let's get 3 in there. Then over here, put 3. Okay, so you are being used, and you are being used. Is there any reason to speed these up? There's plenty of room, so probably not. Let's get started on the next set here. I guess I should probably do at least one set that has some timber. Well, let's go ahead and set out in on that. Alright, so crafting table, 1 remains, so he's crafting that. Smiths. These are just worth so much money compared to what you put into them. They're really, really worth doing. Extra workshop. We do have the adventure dormitory. I'm going to plop this, because, again, there's no reason not to. So we can fit in here. It's kind of a scenic little spot for a cabin. Junk in the way, but we'll get it cleared. I guess it doesn't need us to manufacture in place. We just need to place it if we have one. Good to know. Settle 1 adventure. Yep. Can't do the chaotic energy yet. Alright, level 7s are my highs. Alright, I'm going to want them to collect some of this timber. So 5 of you can do that, and I'm going to let the rest of them keep leveling. Probably should have specified the lowest level people, but I guess it's fine. They're going to need some levels too, so. Yeah, and they will just work on that until they collect that. And that, oh, collection progress infinite. Interesting. My other map, they had 2,000 charges. Interesting, okay. Good to know. That's... Yeah. That puts the emphasis on those buildings that make the mob spawn a little bit less. So that's good to know. Crafting. Okay. I think we're gonna stick it over. I think we're gonna stick it over here for now. And is there anything I want? We could do knitting experience. Yeah, actually, I would not mind that. All right, so we need 20 of each better improved resource and some scrolls. Are we able to buy scrolls yet? Because I don't think we can make any at this point. We are. Let's go ahead and let's pre-order like 10 of those just to have them. And we can make the other things, but we just don't have the resources yet. I guess we have the iron ore. Let's go ahead and queue up a few of those. So iron ingots, make me 100 of those. We will never have enough iron ingots. That's just going to be a perennial problem. Oh, and we finished doing some of our first sets of clears. So let's go ahead and move some there. And some here. We have one spare. Could have been there. I feel like the numbers on these are a little bit smaller. I feel like the other map had a lot more points we had to pick up. It gives me just such MMO vibes watching them out like grinding mobs. Yeah, he's got his monster bloodline with his demon summon. Alright, so what did you have? You had chivalrous. Each time you critical strike, restore 1% health. Alright. I'm okay with that. I feel like that'd be decent on the greatsword. You can get some cone attacks. So, and crit would be good with that. So, work. In fact, let's go in there. Spend your points. Maxwell. Yeah, they definitely need to add a... This should be toggled on to automatically do this. And then you should be able to toggle it off if there's some reason that you don't want it. Alright, Maxwell has applied for settlement. Alright, I'm not going to do it yet. He should not be anywhere near wanting to leave if we don't settle him. Yeah, so patience here. Maxwell's at 99 out of 100. He's nowhere close to leaving. The benefit of having him in would be I could pick a second skill for him and let him get a second one on. But I'm not worried about that at this moment. Oh, and there's a whole nother group. Whole nother group of people coming in. All right, what do we got? Oh, no, maybe not. Oh, they just came back from turning in their quest. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Get some more of that wood sold, hopefully. All right. So every time they come here, they have to pay. So this is one of the ways in the early game you make money is getting people out and sleeping. And I like that these tourists are coming here and drinking. Spend that money, buddy. Especially in the early game, you just don't have a lot of ways of draining off that cash. Because ideally, you want them in here, you want them to spend their money, and you want them gone. So a new person can come in. Like, that's the ideal. And these guys are coming in with plenty of money, so. Yeah, so what's he want? He wants rest, so that would be over there. And he's pretty full on everything else. Not want to let me click on that guy. All right, this one has, he needs rest. Yeah. I'm pretty happy that I noticed that this was not entertainment, because otherwise I would have picked an entertainment building, and doubling up on that really does no good for us. We want to try to keep each need to one building for now, because we do want to work these with workers to speed them up, but I'm just noticing this says medicine. It's definitely not medicine here. Does that say that here too? No. Commodity list. Interesting. I wonder why that's medicine. Maybe it's from a building that it turns into later. All right, and no merchant here at the moment. Oh, we talked about getting another. Did I actually queue it up? No, I didn't. Villager dormitory. Let's get that made. And then we're sitting at 40. Okay, we could do a pergola. Yeah, just to have one. I'd like to build up to like 10 of each of the buildings that the merchant likes to buy, so I just don't have to think about it constantly. But our resources up here just won't let us do that yet. Still need more timber. My pre-order's still outstanding. Yes, yes it is. All right, back to the islands. We are definitely going to need to do a few of these just to get us going. This time, though, I want more. I don't want just 100. I want 300. And I am going to put the lower level dudes on it. Not her, because I'm interested in her actually leveling. Yep. Get them collecting on that. I kind of wish that I could just like have it auto refresh, especially since this one is infinite. It's not restricted like the other ones were. I will say, even though this isn't blinding like I was kind of worried, it is a little blander than the island. The island had a little bit more visually going on, but it'll get better as we get some more of these light towers, lighthouses lit up. It won't be quite so desolate. What we got over here? Snow ants, okay. Little 5s. Shouldn't really be a problem for you. Kind of want to see if I can catch her having that proc go off, but it doesn't even look like this is updating in real time. Yeah, it's not. Unfortunate. All right, I did see a 36 pop up, so that would be about right. Be at 10%. Actually, now that I say that, if that was 10%, that's not correct, because 1% of health should be 3.6. Huh, interesting. All right. Still grinding there, still going there. Back up to our city. Let's get that dormitory placed before I forget. That way we can keep those people flowing. So now our cap is 20 instead of the 10 it was at before. And we just, like I said, we're probably going to go up to 30, and then we'll see what our finances look like. Because we are paying wages for them. And in the early game where I'm not able to rapidly turn over money, that could be a little dangerous. I think that's partly between buying the resources and then the wages is where that initial crunch comes in. Let's, just out of curiosity, let's look at our data here. Last quarter. And, oh nice, it's got our blessing rewards. So we made 210, building maintenance was 70. All right, so we're making decent profit there. And that's just with their baseline item that they're selling. So if we could make our own, we could definitely up those profits. See, that's vodka too, fitting for this area. All right, you're still plunking away. Finished off the teddy bears. Still have about 24 beds to make. It's fine. Making a few ingots. Our wood is still low, and that is our lowest. And what was that? I need 20 of each, didn't it? Let's go ahead and let's queue that up. So we would need 20 planks and 20 stone materials. That item over here, Knitting experience. Just a few pages of weaving tips left for the pergola, allowing them to upgrade their default item to a hammock. Unfortunately, when you upgrade the pergola, you can't use that item. So you actually just go to a plank bed, which I'm not sure actually costs more than a hammock. So I do want to kind of get that out and get some use out of it while it's still relevant. We may not even keep this up. We'll see. It is a convenient location, but this sells things for 60, so it would make me more money. I guess that is quite the walk, though, if I was making my adventures do that each time. So maybe it's for the best that I keep a second one. We shall see. All right, and recruit our 5 people, and now I'm getting more interested in putting people to work. So here, oh, we already got that one, okay. Here, yeah. Speed that up, get them in and out quicker. That one's good. That one's good for now. Okay, so there's a 7 free people because we just finished a project here. All right, let's up this one. Started on this one, and we still have 2 left. I do think I'm gonna employ one here just to make sure that we keep that ticking over. Having more effectiveness here lowers the time it takes them to rest up. So I'll just get them in and out as quick as we can. And yeah, let's go ahead and we'll drop 1 here. Oh, I had an enemy adventurer that was using that picture last map I was playing. She had the undead thing, and she was dual wielding, and she just shredded my heroes. She'd hit them with like an armor break of some sort, and then they would hit her so hard, and then she'd just like crit them and go back to full life. So it was a pretty good combo. I'm keen to try that out for myself. See if we can get that to work. All right, those are flowing up in the right direction. And people are coming. I want to see. What did I say these guys were? 7 we could handle. 9 would be difficult. Okay, so not yet. Once we hit about 9, 10, I would feel more comfortable trying to get these lit up. From what I can tell, dying is just an inconvenience because they seem to auto-respawn. The building, when I looked at it before on the other map, we can click on it here, seemed to imply that like I was going to have to like pay like resurrection list, but I never saw anyone on here, and I definitely had people die. So I don't know why I would want 20 or 4 people working here. Not 100% certain. So until I figure that out, we're just not going to work it. So hopefully that'll be all right. Let's go ahead and queue up some more research here. Not our expensive stuff at the moment. We'll do the straw. We'll do the fur. I like getting the upgraded lab ASAP, but you have to get to 20 reputation. And in my last game where I didn't pick any of these high-level buildings, that was painful. I was deep. I was like 5 or 6, maybe even 7 before I hit 20 reputation. If you look at it on this map, I'm at 23. So yeah, I'm going to be able to do all my early game building upgrades without having to worry about nearly as much. So let's actually take a look at these and maybe end the episode there. So reputation. Reputation value determines how lively your city is. The higher the reputation, the more adventurers will linger, and the patience of new arrivals will slow down. So this makes it easier to keep people here so that I can sweeten them up and get them to stay. So having low reputation and starting with purple adventurers makes it difficult because they're going to be impatient to leave. So this definitely would help. Comfort. The comfort of the city will increase the basic attributes of adventurers. The higher the comfort, the stronger their combat effectiveness will be. So we get a buff every time they go back down there based on different buildings they've used up here, our collection bonuses, and our comfort stat. So that's pretty important for those extra bonuses. Prosperity. The higher the cities flourish, the faster the needs of adventurers and tourists will increase, and they will be more inclined to various high consumption items. So when they go to sleep, they'll be done sleeping faster, and they can get out of the building so somebody else can get in there, and they're more likely to buy the expensive stuff, not the cheapo stuff. Aesthetic, the higher the aesthetic of the city, the tourists and adventurers who come to visit will gain a certain amount of XP regularly. So right now, adventurers get 1 XP every 10 seconds. That's nothing. Like, if we go take a look, here's our level 3 guy, right? Our level 3, that's a lot of experience, right? He's getting a whole 1 per 10 seconds. He needs 320 just to get to level 4. So he would be in town doing absolutely nothing for ages. I do not care for that stat. That would need to be like 10 times that amount for me to even like bat an eye at it. And cleanliness. The higher the cleanliness of the city, the faster the heal speed of adventurers in the city. A clean city can unknowingly heal adventurers, and those in the city recover 2 HP every second. That one's okay. When you have people with huge HP pools, getting them back onto the field is important, so every little bit helps on that one, even if it is small. Okay, I was kind of hoping to try to make nabbing that the finale of this episode, so I think I'm going to pause you guys for a minute, and I'll bring you back if anything super happens. Otherwise, I'm just going to let them grind out a little bit more XP, and then we will take that tower. Okay, I was just getting ready to head over those lighthouses, and I had 2 Slime Kings spawn, and they are just shredding my poor heroes. They are not ready for this. I'm going to see if I can cancel that collection so they'll stop going over there. And maybe we can get them to down this one. They're kind of just rezzing and running back over and over and over again. It's been pretty rough. I don't know what that one's doing. He's freaking out over there. I have unlocked the dye house and the blacksmith, and I'm creating some gear, but I don't have any of it for them yet. We just dinged up to level 3 here also. Which means, I hope, that I can, yeah, do the, so I'd really like to sell them this year. I don't want to gift it to them. I could already recruit them into my city if I wanted to. And, yeah, I'd like to drain some of that cash back to myself. But we may have to, because I'm not sure we're going to be able to get out of the spawn. Congratulations, new dormitory feature. The adventurers will recruit and settle down the city. The value of adventure dormitories goes simply beyond settling them down. What else does it do? Assembling furniture in the dormitory can improve basic attributes of the adventurers in it, and even make them pay more. Okay. Yep, she wants us to do that. We're on it. Seems like those are just a little out of order. Alright, make me a weapon shop. Make me an armor shop. Crafting away as quick as they can. 2 of those. 2 of those. 2 of those. Let's get those things rolling. Oh, goodness. One thing that Majesty did have was like spells that you could do. Now, in this one, there are buildings, like we could build watchtowers, but I don't believe at our level. Yeah, here would be the first one. I guess we do. Okay, so let's see if we can't help them out by building at least one arrow tower, yeah. And then we'll also, just because we're going to need that for the other quest, just queue that up. Alright, build that fast, guys. I guess this isn't going to be quite so bad. So, by canceling the one over here, they stop trailing into the second one at the same time. There we go. Jeez. Oh, that was painful. Alright. Before I queue them up to try to kill that next one, let's get our weapon shop down. Things are getting crowded. I really need to get the rest of this cleared out. The armor shop down. See if we can't get them over here to buy some stuff. All right, so edit. Give me greens. Okay. And over here, edit. Give me greens. All right, hopefully that will work its way into everyone's inventory. I also made that knitting guide and upgraded to the hammock, which you can see is really nice because that builds for free and it costs 45, whereas the beds that we had to pay for all the resources, pay to have made, pay to have workers working on it, only gets me 34. So that's quite a nice little upgrade. Well worth the money if we're going to sit on that building for a while, which I'm planning on. Okay, anything in here I haven't made? Maybe some more bows. Blacksmith I tend to find isn't nearly as busy as the dye house. The dye house does seem to be just have so many things to make, so many different pieces of armor. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Yeah, buy that weapon, buddy. Yeah, we'll give them just a quick minute here, see if they can't work themselves into that gear. I'm almost tempted to close the portal, which would force them back into town, but that's all right. I'll let them have that. Turn in my extra workshop. Turn in a helmet. I don't love turning in the gear that we're making, but again, the money is just so there that it's hard to say no. This is just gonna take all those basic supplies. And I don't remember if I've been going in there, but we need to double check that we're opening our material chests and getting everything out. I put some more work order or some more trade orders in, just various things we need for the armor and whatnot, and just prepping for low-level materials I know we're going to need a lot of just to start getting some into the system. Buy them just slowly while they're cheap rather than buying like 5,000 all at the same time. Oh, they aggroed him. Yeah, look how much better this is already going compared to last time. What's he got? He's got upgraded pants. He's got a new staff and a helmet and some boots. Yeah, that made a huge difference. Good investment there. Yeah, see, weapon firearms. There's a bunch of things labeled guns, but they're all spears. So I don't know what's up with that. I feel like they're just, that weapon archetype hasn't really been fully fleshed out yet. I also flagged another one. We've got Maggie here. She's a monster bloodline, which I do like for healers and a healer. So I'm going to definitely nab her if I can. Maxwell, I think I'm still going to plan on taking as a mage. And Yi Ving, still planning on picking her up as a greatsword user. So what I'm really looking for now is a dual wielder and a shield user to round out kind of my 5-man team for the early game. And then after that, I'm going to be much more picky on who I take. Just when I'm starting out, you know, I can't teach them more manuals. I can't do anything with bloodline stuff yet, so I have to just kind of work with what I get. But I do feel like rushing those first 5 is worth it because I will tend to them and try to nurture them and get them into my A team that can go get things done. Yeah, this is going pretty well. This will be worth a lot of XP. In fact, I should probably... We're gonna throw... Can I do that? Boss flag on him. Maggie. Max. Yes, I don't care who else joins that if anyone does. I just want to give them a bonus. Just, again, get them leveled up more. And we're definitely going to be able to defeat this. I knew as soon as we could defeat the first one. When he first was spawned, they were split. And the low-level heroes kept going over here to try to collect and then getting pulled into that combat. We weren't getting anywhere. He was like resetting or something. So it was important to come in here and cancel that out. Okay, I'm going to give them just a second to kind of spend and whatnot, and then we're going to go grab that lighthouse and call it an episode there. So this is a slower game, but I feel like it's also harder to put lots of edits in because some of the feel of the game is just the coziness of just running this adventuring town and having the silhouettes of dragons buzz us constantly. So let me know what you guys think. Would you prefer heavy edits when, I just bring you in and say, like, hey, I place these buildings and set up these orders, and then we go check out, like, when an actual mission's happening? Or do you like just the long form, my preferred rambliness to these episodes? So if you have an opinion on that, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just do whatever I feel right, and we'll see how far we go. I'm enjoying this game a lot, so even if I'm not going to make more episodes on this, I'm definitely going to keep playing it for a while. I feel like I've got, I don't know, probably another 40 hours in before I hit the point when I normally would kind of feel burned out. I'm still learning a lot of these systems, and I don't know, it's just relaxing. I don't feel like high pressure on anything in here. All right. I'm happy with that. It looks like the people who wanted to go to town have ran to town, so we are going to try to nab this first somewhat lower level lighthouse. Now, I learned in my single player game where you place this occupy flag matters a lot, because it needs to be close enough that we can queue it, but we also want to try to not drag in too many of these other monsters. So I'm going to try to be greedy here and pull in heroes that I want. Oh, did they not clear their flag yet? They're still turning in their bounty. Okay. Guys, go turn in your bounty. Kill one Slime King. I guess they didn't get that complete. Alright, let's cancel that out. Let's give them a second. Because I'm going to try to be greedy and I'm going to send them. Again, I just want to give them the bonus because I'm planning on keeping them. And I guess saying that, maybe I should go ahead. Oops. Should go ahead and recruit whoever is willing to be recruited there. So Maxwell's willing to come in. Let's get him. That way I can equip his other spell. And Yee's willing to come in. Let's get her. And Maggie is not yet, but if I gifted you, what do you need? You wouldn't need a staff? I'm just curious why she didn't do that. Somebody else nabbed the one I built. Okay. Unfortunately, tourists also buy here, so I do kind of wish there was a toggle where I could say, like, my adventures only, or, like, not for public consumption, without having to just give things away. But maybe that's asking for a little more control than this is willing to give. But I think it could make sense. Like, you have the weapon store open to the public, and then you have the good stuff in the back. So, I don't know. Impartial on that, but just have to kind of keep an eye on that when you have things like that happen, when you're wondering why, hey, I thought I had some of those for sale, why didn't they get any? Well, somebody else may have come along and scooped that up. All right, with Max, let's just manage these quick, and then we'll set that up. Okay, so I hit auto there just to make sure his points are fully spent. Then you have to come back to this first screen, and you have to equip the other skills. When they're roving adventures, you're not allowed in that screen to set up extra skills. So that is the reason why your adventures that you settle will always be, the second you add a second skill, they're more powerful than they were before it. Like, we just picked up primary spike, transfer power to weapon. Okay, so it's just a damage attack. Okay, so she's going to charge in, then she does the slash, which does do a little bit more damage than this, so I'm totally fine with that order. My other game, I had a character who had like a AoE damage buff, so I would have her kick the mob back, do her charge attack in, drop her AoE buff, and then use all of her big attack. So the order there does kind of matter. When they initiate combat, they go down the line there, and then once they have done that, then they just go as things go off cooldown, I believe. All right, let's get this set up here. Let's see if we can do this one. So yeah, I know it's 0% occupied. All right, we're gonna try not to grab those higher level guys if we can. Gonna make this an A rank. Maxwell, Yee, Maggie. All right, so that gives us range healer, and a greatsword user. And then I think we're just going to go for highest level. I guess sword and shield would be handy. We'll go ahead and have him go. Yes. And I don't know if I've been into attack and skills before, so let's just go in here and just tell him to level those just in case. And you too. I don't know when the last time I was here. It gets very tedious coming in here and doing that. So I tend to mainly just focus on people I've settled. But we don't have the rally point, so I can't tell them to group up before going. So it's going to be important that just everyone's in tip-top shape when they head out. And hopefully... Maggie, why are you getting distracted by ants? Don't like that. Does look like she's doing okay, though. And I think if she can complete this mission, that will give her enough points that we'll be able to recruit her, and then we can set her stuff up. I did tend to find that this basic cure book they have is not very good at leveling at low levels, but once, I don't know what it was, something in here, maybe it's once you can give them Fire of Heart, they're not so bad. They can start leveling. They just kill so slow at the beginning, because all they have is their auto attack. Alright, let's see how they do. I'm not liking he's already that low. That's worrisome. Takken's taking quite a beating. Maggie's over there aggroing another level 7. That was not a good play, Maggie. Maxwell's down. I don't know if they can do this yet. They kind of trailed in here, but I'm not going to be able to change that. In order to get the rally point... What is that? Rally point. I'd have to be level 4. So we might have to just hold off on this. Maybe I'm just being a little too impatient. Yeah. Okay, let's cancel that. They're not going to be able to do that. They'll probably need to be 15 or have a full set of gear. And neither one of those is going to happen too soon. So that's all right. We will take our lump on that one. We didn't, like I said, they don't seem to really lose anything for dying. So no harm, no foul, I suppose. Okay, and I'm going to call it there. Hopefully this was interesting for people. I wanted to get in, but I didn't want to continue the other one with the tutorial. The tutorial does drag on forever, and it's a little out of order, so being on camera, trying to do it, trying to decipher what it wants me to do when things are being out of order, it was just going to be too fiddly. So I also feel like doing a different Leviathan, I don't think I've seen, there's only a few people posting videos, and... Maybe in my scatterbrainness I didn't notice, but I don't think anyone else is doing Xuanwu. So hopefully be a little unique while everyone else is playing Kun. Check this out and check out the Snowland just for, again, something a little different. So if you found this enjoyable, please feel free to leave a like. And if you'd like to see some more, subscribe because more will be coming. I also have other ongoing series. I believe Matchless Kung Fu is still posting by the time this goes up. So if you're interested in some Kung Fu action, check that out. I also still have Against the Storm for a different type of roguelike city builder, but a great game nonetheless.